Students, I'm with your first chapter of mathematics, that is pure arithmetic, rational and irrational numbers. So before going to the chapter, I will like to tell you that I will be discussing it on your book itself, because I think that if I explain you on a book, you can understand and you can work it out. If I try to work it out in a copy, that may not be clearly visible to you, or if I work it out on the board, the space is too small so that the camera of this mobile phone can capture it. So I'm explaining it on a book, hope you will understand. And my suggestion is that all of you do it exercise wise. Don't just study the entire video and then you try to work out the sums one by one exercise, not like that. You part of the video you see, then work out the sum, then next part you see. So natural numbers, all counting numbers are called natural numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Of course, positive counting numbers. Then whole numbers, all counting numbers including 0 are called whole numbers. These all things you know. Negative counting numbers, 0, and all positive counting numbers make up integers. That means whole numbers with the negative counting numbers make up integers. Then fractions, the numbers of the order of the form a by b, where a and b are natural numbers, are called fractions, like 2 by 3, 4 by 7, 9 by 1, 61 by 123, 5 by 216, etc. Then when you have a fraction, you can write it in the decimal form, like 1 by 4 is 0.25, 3 by 8 is 0.375. You know how to find it out in decimal. Just divide the numerator by the denominator. In these fractions, in these examples, these decimals are called terminating decimals. The reason is that in the course of division, somewhere you find that the remainder is 0. Now, without doing there are certain divisions, certain fractions which will yield the decimals as terminating decimals, like 1 by 4, that is coming 0.25, where after multiplying with 5, the last digit you can see here, that after that the remainder becomes 0. So they are terminating decimals. Now the fraction p by q is terminating if its denominator, when you write in the form of prime factors, then it is either power of 2 or 5 or both, power of 2 or power of 5 or both. Okay, if except power of 2 and power of 5 in the prime factors of the denominator, any other number is present, then we call it as non-terminating decimal. Okay, let us take some examples, like 11 by 20. Now, before finding out whether it is terminating decimal or non-terminating decimal, one thing you must keep in mind, that the fraction you are using, it is in simplest form. What is simplest form? I can write this fraction as 22 by 40 also, 22 by 40, but it is not the simplest form. Why? Because there is a common factor here, that is 2. So that we can eliminate 2 11 times and 2 20 times is 40. So 11 by 20, now except 1, nothing is common between the two. That is, between the numerator and the denominator, you have 1 is as SCF. Now, in this 11 by 20, you can see, if you take the denominator as 20, then you can write it as 2 into 2 into 5. That is the prime factor of 20. Now, you can write 11 by 20 as 2 to the power 2, 11 by 20, 11 by 20. Instead of 20, you can write 2 to the power 2 into 5 to the power 1. So, since here the denominator is having prime factors only as a power of 2 and power of 5, hence this will be a terminating decimal. Now you take 43 by 60, the HCF is 1. So it is in the lowest form, simplest form. So 60 when you are trying to find out the prime factors, then it's 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. So it is 2 to the power 2 into 3 into 5. So since 3 is here as a factor in the denominator, so it is a non-terminating decimal. Of course, it will be a repeating decimal, which we will discuss. That means a particular term or group of terms repeat after according periodically. So excuse me. So this is a non-terminating decimal. So this is the way where we can